So hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another video and stream. Yesterday I've been busy creating a little WordPress plugin for the flightsimsafaris.com website. I'm going to show you real quick so you get an idea what this is about, and if there's anybody else who might need a plugin like this because they're content creators and they would like to show off their stats on their website. I'm gonna give it away for free because it's nothing special, but it comes in handy if you want to display your progress with charts. So as you know, or maybe not, I'm using basically two different platforms for the content creation process. The first one is Twitch, you're looking right at it, and the other one is YouTube. And on both of these platforms I'm publishing stuff, and I said that I would want to document the progress that I'm making over the next couple of months. And basically what these charts are helping me with is to visualize the progress. It's not a lot what's happening really. As you can see, if you take a look at the numbers, the charts, the lines are all pointing upwards, but that's not really a surprise, and the scale at which things are moving is very, very low. So as you can see, hours streamed, 30 hours, that's all right. That's a pretty good number, I guess. But the number of followers is rather, I would say, bare bones, kind of low. I've got one follower. I have no subscriptions whatsoever, but that is to be expected. My average viewers are somewhere between, I don't know, 0.6 and 1 per stream, depends. And the time that I've been streaming so far, I have had about 40 unique users, 40 exactly, and like 16 chatters, half of which might probably have been spammers. And then on YouTube, I've put on, I'm talking about the month of March here, which I did not start at the beginning, but somewhere in between. I think I'm doing this stuff like 3 weeks, since 3 weeks. So there's 12 videos so far that I've put up in March, and I've got 4 subscribers and all that kind of stuff. So it's easier to actually recognize the progress. So if you want this plugin, you can have it, just write it down somewhere in the comments and you can get it for free. It's nothing special, but it helps content creators visualize their progress. So with that said, that's what I did yesterday. That's why I wasn't streaming. Tonight we're gonna continue, of course, the Pacific Edge tour. Why not? Until I'm really so fed up with it that we're gonna have to switch to another tour. So last time what we did was, let's take a look at the map. What we did was fly to Southwest Oregon. It was a beautiful approach as usual, and nothing worked. And I ended up almost crashing my plane on the runway because my yoke was only held together by black rubber bands. And Skinny had nothing better to do than just make me laugh all the time so that I wasn't able to properly control my plane. So today we're going to start from Southwest Oregon, and we will be flying, I don't know how far, maybe Sacramento. That might be an interesting part. Or maybe even Half Moon. No, that's way too far. Let's say we're going to go to, this is like 90 miles and 160 miles. we're gonna we might make it to Reading today. That might be a good destination. Yeah. So let's go ahead and load up the good old Kodiak. Kilo Omega. It's hopeless. Kilo Oscar Tango Hotel. Kilo Oscar Tango Hotel. That looks like the place that we're supposed to go. Whoopsie daisy. Okie dokie. Zoom in, please. There we go. Do we have some kind of nice parking lot here somewhere? Let's take that one. It's a ramp, a medium. I mean, the Kodiak is not that big, but, you know. Let's just take this and be done with it. And go ahead and load up the simulator. I have got my checklist, my wonderful abbreviated checklist. Oh yes, it's such a nice checklist. It really is, and it takes forever to load this frickin' simulator. Why am I doing this to myself? I mean, 2020 was not that much quicker, but maybe a little bit. Ready to fly. Reset the thing, and let's mount up. Here we go. Kodiak. Let's get rid of the yoke. This seems to be working, and this doesn't. I don't know. This is very, very annoying. Now it's working. Why do I always have to plug it in again? Okay. Keep my cool. Let's turn this thing off. Here we go. The usual stuff that's going on here. Doopsie doopsie doo. Yeah. Okay. Turn on the auxiliary fuel pump and start the engine. Let's wait for the NG to raise to like 20 and then introduce the fuel to low idle and hope for the best. ITT is peaking out at 572. That's all right. Let's wait until the values are settling in. There we go. Then we can turn this off and put this on standby. And we're going to turn on the lights. Doopsie pedo heat. Let's take a look at the temperature. 11 degrees. You know what? We're going to try to leave the pitot heaters off, because the airplane is actually clever enough to remind us if the temperatures are getting too cold that we're supposed to be turning off the pitot heat. So That is all right. Let's go ahead and configure the autopilot. First of all, we're going to set it to heading. Let's reset the heading, and then how about an altitude of like, I don't know, let's go to 3,000. We might change this after we've listened to ATIS. Let's go to, oh, way too much. I'm not fully concentrated yet. Yaw damper, that's right. There we go. So next step would be to listen to ATIS. Do we have an ATIS? No, but we do have an automated weather observation system. Let's go ahead and listen in.
700 feet. Southwest Oregon Regional Airport, automated weather observation. 1829er Zulu. Wind 29er 5 at 6. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, broken at 2100 feet. Temperature 11. Dew point 7. Altimeter 3017. Density altitude -700 feet. Southwest Oregon Regional Airport, automated weather observation. 182.
Okay, so let's put in the right values for the altimeter. There we go. We've got broken clouds at 21, so you know, we could go ahead and fly at 3. That's all right. And let's talk to ground. I mean, these are the guys who know what's going on. And we should probably, which would make things a little bit easier, we could put in McNamara Field as our first destination in the GPS, because it's actually, no, why should we? Doesn't make any sense. No need for that right now. Yeah, so there we go. Southwest Oregon, Kodiak, November, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, good afternoon. I don't hear a voice. So the thing is, this thing is, oh, I might want to actually activate the, what's it called, the labels again, because otherwise somebody might be sneaking up on me when I least expect it. Where is it? Was it in this? No, it wasn't there. It was somewhere in, I don't know. Advanced options. No, it was at some really stupid line. No. It was somewhere here in flight interface, which is probably the most stupid place to put this. So I can see the labels. That's right. Oregon ground, Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta is on ramp. Request VFR to McNamara. Southbound departure.
Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta. On departure, maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Departure on 125.8, squawk 1754.
Maintain VFR at or below 1,500 feet. Departure 125.8. Squawk 1754. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Holy hell, what's with my voice? So the code
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, read back correct.
1745. And I did blah blah blah. There we go. Oregon ground, Delta Foxtrot Delta, requesting taxi to the active runway.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, taxi to runway 23 via Bravo Alpha, cross runway 13 at your discretion.
Runway 23 via Bravo Alpha, crossing runway 13 at my discretion. Delta Foxtrot Delta. So let's take a look at the airport chart that we can see where we are. We're the yellow plane here in the middle. And we're supposed to go to runway 23. That's this one, so we're just gonna, you know, walk along here and go to Alpha and then hit the beginning of the runway. It's rather easy to do, I guess. And we're also in a very nice position. I think that the better runway actually would be 31, because then you've got the full headwind. But you know, I'm just gonna do what they say, and if I crash, then it's their fault. Let's see, let's turn on the land taxi light real quick. Check ADAS, we did that. Radios, we did that. Autopilot, check controls. Alright, there we go. And this one is working as well. Brakes, that's okay. Could actually try to lower the flaps and make sure this is working as well as intended. Yes, it does. We did the transponder, we did the taxi lights, and we did the taxi stuff. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake and walk our way to the runway. You're in the way, lady. I'm sorry. Okay, so nobody's here. Let's make a left turn. And then let's make a right turn. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming here either. Nobody's coming here either. So let's just cross the runway at my own discretion. We can actually go ahead and go into high idle. And we can do the prop full forward now. And we can lower the flaps already. Okay, let's switch to the tower frequency 118.45. Oregon Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, ready for takeoff, runway 23, southbound departure. So let's...
Kodiak, November, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, Southwest Oregon Regional Airport Tower, runway 23, winds 29 or 5 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Delta Foxtrot Delta, runway 23. Elevator trim looks good. Pitot heat, we don't need it yet. We did set the altimeter. Flaps 20 are set. Strobes on, taxi lights are on, landing lights are on, taxi lights are off, and we did get the clearance, so let's go ahead and take this thing into the sky. Nobody coming up. That's nice. I don't like crashes. Unless I'm the one responsible, then it's okay. Let's make sure the brakes are working properly. Yeah, they do. Let's go ahead and take off. 50 knots, 60 knots, and rotate. This thing is very quick when it comes to taking off. It really is. And it can climb like a champ. Let's set heading to south, because then we can actually go ahead and activate the autopilot, because I'm a lazy ass. And off we go. So let's do one more thing, and as usual, turn off the standby attitude computer stuff thing here, because it's going to give us an additional 10 frames per second. We can raise the flaps one notch. And we can raise it even further. And we can reduce the torque a little bit.
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, contact departure.
Departure for Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta. Good day. So it is, I'm expecting a warning for pitot heat here. Yes, there it is. Let's turn it on, because the temperature is falling quite quickly. We're at 2,400, and we've already lost like 7 degrees Celsius. So let's switch to the departure frequency. Whoopsie daisy. The departure Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is about 3 miles south of Southwest Oregon, climbing to 3,000 feet. Destination McNamara Airfield.
Kodiak, November, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, Seattle Center, radar contact.
Seattle Center, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot would like to request flight following. I think they already have flight following, because I have activated the squawk. They have the radar.
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, you are already under flight following.
There we go. So we can go ahead, since we've reached our destination altitude. Let's reduce the RPM to 2,000 and reduce the torques to 12 something. There we go. And today we're just going to fly along the shore line because I think it's beautiful. I have not seen it in
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Contact Seattle departure on 120.25.
120.25 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good afternoon. What was I going to say?
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot. Delta, Seattle departure. Good afternoon, northbound altimeter 30.15.
Altimeter 30.15 Delta Foxtrot Delta. I was about to say something like, I've not been here personally. I've been in Seattle and I've been in the Bay Area, but everything in between I haven't seen. I think. Well, yes, I did, but not. I'm not sure. It's like almost 30 years ago that I've done this tour. No, not 30 years, like 25. I was with an uncle of mine. I was renting an RV, one of those rental, you know, the big ones where you can live in, the mobile. It's not mobile home, it's RV, let's just call it RV, and we rented one of those and we were doing a big tour on the west coast of the United States and Yellowstone and stuff like that. And we went from Frisco to almost, I don't know how far, south, San Diego maybe? No, well, Los Angeles, of course. But no, not San Diego. Los Angeles, and then we went to, I don't know, Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, of course, and all that kind of stuff. And then we went to the north until up to Seattle, and then we went back to the south to San Francisco, and I don't really remember the route that we did back then, but some of these areas I have seen and I've taken photos, but that's a long time ago. I don't remember much, at least on the top of my head. And that was a time when we were still using film cameras, not the digital stuff where you do like 5,000 pictures per square mile, but you actually try to make every single picture count, because I didn't want to buy films all the time. That's really actually something that I think is missing in photography today. The fact that most people are just shooting away blindly and taking every opportunity to make some snapshots that they're not ever going to touch again. And like 20 or no, let's say like 30 years ago, when there were no digital cameras or smartphones or stuff like that, people were actually trying to make good pictures, because they didn't have the ability to just snap away at everything. Looking at it from a photographer's point of view, these times were a lot better than today. But looking from a perspective, looking at it from a father's perspective, of course, I cannot have enough pictures of my kids and my family. So there's a conflict. We're doing 160 knots ground speed, which is nice. We might actually fly. Look at that. We don't have any clouds. I forgot how beautiful the weather can be at the Pacific coast. Look at that. There's some clouds, but not here, not down here. So let's reduce the altitude to like 2,000 feet. Or maybe even lower. Let's go to 1.5. Because I think that's actually fun. Especially if you're flying over beaches. I really do like flying over beaches. Look at these nice beaches. Or maybe go even lower. How about 1,000 feet? That's good enough. That's like 300 meters. By the way, you know what we've not been doing during this tour actually so far? We did not count golf courses. Maybe the main reason for this is that in Alaska and Canada, there aren't so many golf courses up there. Maybe that's the reason. But here, and once the climate gets better or hotter, and you've got more greenery in between, I would expect that there will be more golf courses. Yep. That's probably the whole truth. Oh, look at these lovely beaches. I really envy the people that have the opportunity to live at such a place, because I don't know, my family's been addicted to the ocean ever since. I don't know. We're basically, I have a little camper van that I built myself, and me and my family are using this mainly to go to Scandinavia many times. We've done that many times before. Many times. We've done that a couple of times before. And usually these trips, even if the intention is to see the sights in an entire country, we usually end up at the ocean side. I don't know. It's always the same. Look at these nice dunes down there. This is like awesome. This would be that would probably be a really cool place for camping. Seaside camping, wild camping. Someone's got a hut. But this here, I'm not sure about these trees actually. I don't know about you, but there aren't so many trees usually growing on the beach. The autogen stuff, sometimes it's misbehaving a little. This is not, I don't know, but this doesn't look right. And what is that? Is that a real building? And since this is satellite imagery, we actually, this is the waves are not moving, which is a bit of a shame, because I think there are many games out there who can actually believably simulate waves on a beach. They don't in here. I guess I'm gonna have to live with it for now. There's a little airport here. I would say, what kind of airport is this? That is Cape Blanco State. Cape Blanco State. So let's just make a quick check. It can always happen that we're going to be... He's not up there. It happens a lot, actually. I don't know. It happens that Skinflints is sneaking up on us, but he doesn't do that today. So let's turn to the left and follow the coastline. But you know, I think this is very, very beautiful. I really like the coastal areas in Flight Simulator because most of the time they really look pretty cool. There are bugs and some things that are not so plausible, but most of the time it works pretty well. And it's pretty to look at. I would also doubt that these little islands here, they might even exist, but I have a strong doubt that they actually have trees on them. And these ones over here, this is not really realistic, I would say. But this here, on the other hand, looks pretty good. It really does. Should actually go ahead and increase the torque a little. We're very slow. Let's take a look. I've got a list of altitudes and settings for the engine. At 4,000 we should be using 2,000 RPM with 1,300 something foot-pound of torque. We're lower than that. We're at 1,000. I could increase torque a little. No, we're not going to increase it. We're going to take a look at the fuel flow, and that looks pretty good. It's below 300, so I am satisfied with that. Oh, it's nice down there. I envy those people with the houses they have here. And they're in an elevated position, even if you have severe weather with bigger waves, then you're probably not going to be blown away, at least not immediately. And there's a little city down there, and it is called Port Orford, and there's a cemetery hill. Okay. There's something that I haven't done in a long time, actually. What we could do is go ahead and open up Google Maps and take a look at what's really happening on the ground here. Because sometimes it's fun to just see what is happening in the real world and what is actually happening in the simulator. So let's take a look where we are. The next big city that we're going to approach is what kind of city was that? Coos Bay. Coos Bay. In Oregon. There we are. So there's Port Orford. That's where we just flew over. Let's take a look. I'm going to show you where we are right now. So this is Port Orford, and we're about right here. There's the Humboldt Mountain State Park. Yep, and there are prehistoric gardens. Oh, look at that. You can probably take a look at dinosaurs and stuff like that. Yeah, the prehistoric gardens, they should be coming up on the left-hand side, but I would not expect that we could see anything about that particular place. That would be unexpected. I'm a bit lost here. I have too many windows open. Too many windows. We shouldn't be crashing into a mountain here. Hello? Where is my little nav map? Oh, come on. Okay, so there's Google Maps. There we go. Yeah, now we've got it. Prehistoric gardens. There's the. There's so many cemeteries down there.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, contact Seattle departure on 135.15.
Seattle departure at 135.15 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Let's switch to the frequency over there. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good afternoon.
Kodiak, November Delta Foxtrot, Delta, Seattle departure. Good afternoon. Gold Beach altimeter 30.09er.
Altimeter 30.09er. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Oh, look at that. That is so nice. I really love that. There is Geisel Monument State Heritage Site coming up. Oh, dude, we're running into a mountain here. We should be listening to smooth bay jazz, really. Look at him. Same old dude. So there's a little, I don't know, bay coming up. That's the, and there's a little airport, as you can see. That's the Gold Beach Municipal. And it is got, let's see, and Gold Beach, of course, has many attractions. It's got this extraordinary runway, but it's also got a that's an interesting name. There is a general hospital which is called curry, like the curry sauce or Asian curry, something to eat. And of course they have all kinds of stores here. And some kind of racetrack, and there is a raised foot place, and it should be alongside. There's the racetrack that I was talking about, and then they seem to have some kind of baseball field somewhere. I can't see it. So yeah, it seems to be a nice little city. I would not complain about living there. So what else interesting might there be? There's something called the Kissing Rock. Oh, I'm curious. What is this? The Kissing Rock. There's the Hunter's Cove. Oh, it's coming up. Where's the Kissing Rock? The Kissing Rock. The Kissing Rock. I'm sorry we missed it. The Kodiak is just flying much too quickly. We're following, by the way. There is a highway alongside this. Yeah, that's the highway that I was driving along like 25 years ago. That's the Highway 101, going from the north to the south and vice versa. So down here, this nice place is called the Hunter's Cove. And there's a nice beach supposedly right there, which is called Arias Beach. And it sure does look nice. And there is a mushroom farm which is called Pistol River, like the Bang Bang Pistol. It's got this is some kind of city, or I don't know, county, Pistol River. I hope they're still alive, each and every one of them. And not shooting each other dead And there's a place coming up which is called Crook Point. Yeah, they're very, very beautiful places there, all along the coast. A secret beach and Ark Rock State Park and some kind of natural bridges that are being formed by rocks. Yeah, down here, somewhere here, there's Crook's Point. I guess this place actually, that might be Crook's Point. Then on the left-hand side, somewhere up ahead, there's going to be these natural bridges made from rocks. We can see if we can see them. There's the 101. That's actually a very, very, very beautiful way to drive along the coast. It's actually a pretty slow road, if I remember correctly, because it's winding itself through the hills here, all the way. But it is, I mean, the vista, the views are incredible. So I understand why people love to drive this road. There's a nice bridge. This is a bridge that actually really looks nice. Many of the bridges in Flight Simulator look like shit, but this one actually looks nice. Just look at the road, at every single mile of this road is beautiful, because you can basically watch the ocean all the time. It's winding itself along the coast. And now imagine doing this with, I mean, this is a little bit cliche, of course, but imagine doing this with a nice convertible, or even some kind of Harley motorcycle. Yep, Bitching Betty is reminding us that we should not be crashing into the mountain. So, what is this place down here? This is a town called Brookings. Brookings. And Brookings does have a very nice bed and breakfast, which is called Mermaid's Muse. Just so you know. Well, there's a search and rescue vessel down there. They're looking for Kodiak drivers which did not pay attention to their surroundings. Oh, dude. Look at this township. Queen Corinne. They do have a marina, as it seems. And there is a, right there, right here, there's supposed to be something called the Beachfront Inn, a little hotel. Right there, somewhere here. Yeah, and in a couple of miles we're actually going to cross into California, because about here it's not even a couple of miles. I'm going to count to 0 from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, decimal 5, decimal 25, decimal 125, decimal 0675. So now this is the border, actually. Right now we're crossing into California. So welcome to California. Good old California. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of living in California because I've had parents who had a special relationship with that state. Today, I'm not so sure because it's become expensive. And unfortunately, America is not my dream country anymore. I have to be honest there, because that's just the way it is. So let's take a look at the next area right there. Jack McNamara is coming up pretty soon. That's funny. In Google Maps, it's called Del Norte County Regional Airport. But looking at the flight simulator, it's called McNamara. There's probably a reason for this. Might be some kind of a story. Historic thing that at some point this was called McNamara, or maybe it's called McNamara nowadays, I don't know, but let's take a quick look at Google if they have their own. Oh, there we go, that's the reason. As you can see, it is called Del Norte County Airport at McNamara Field, Crescent City. So, located in Crescent City on the rugged north coast of California near the Oregon border. The airport is owned by the County of Del Norte and is managed through a master lease agreement by the Border Coast Regional Airport Authority, a joint powers authority which is composed of blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Welcome to CEC. Okay. And one of the nice things about this airport is they do have an Avis car rental right at the site. So there you go. But we're going to continue to follow the coastline for a while longer. You know, I actually think that... No, we're not that far yet. We should be... I'm not sure. It's actually a little bit difficult to decide what we're going to do now. I would love to fly along the coastline, but on the other hand, there's quite a lot going on at Redding and Red Bluff. These are pretty busy areas which look very interesting, and we've got Beale AFB.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Contact Seattle departure on 124.85.
124.85 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Because Beale AFB is actually, I think it is it's one of the I don't know if there are other airports beside Beale, but Beale is one of those places where you can see this high altitude reconnaissance airplane, the U-2, I think it's called. This is this plane that can fly, I don't know, it's like 70 or 80,000 feet. And one of those things were shot down during the Cuba crisis. No, not the Cuba. I'm not sure, but they were shot down over Guantanamo, one of them, and another one was shot down over Russia or Siberia. I'm not sure, but these U-2, these high-flying planes, I think they're also stationed at Beale. So, or they were. I'm not so current on what they are actually doing, but so yeah, we're gonna fly towards Beale because I desperately want to see if they have they probably won't have the U-2 in the simulator stationed somewhere, but it would be fun. So Reading Municipal, let's go ahead and put that into the GPS, and Reading does have Kilo Romeo Delta Delta. Kilo Romeo Delta, there we go. Activate, then we can switch to the GPS and activate the GPS course. And then we're going to raise our altitude. We're going to climb because there are mountains coming up, and then let's go to maybe 6,000 feet for now, just to make sure. Climb with 1,300 feet, that should be good enough. And we can increase the torque a little bit so the plane doesn't fall from the sky immediately. Here we go. Reading. But Reading is about 100 miles away, so...
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Contact Seattle departure on 124.85.
124.85 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Yep, I'm switching. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good afternoon.
Kodiak, November Delta Foxtrot Delta, Seattle departure. Good afternoon, crescent altimeter 30.09er.
Altimeter 30.09er Delta Foxtrot Delta. By the way, if you're wondering, I'm using SayIntentions, which is an ADC system that you can actually talk to. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times already, so I'm not going to explain that in detail. Not necessary. I think 5,000 feet should be enough, because as you can see, the hills are not that high. I want to see the topographic view of the map, the open topo map. Yeah. And with that, I'm also usually able to see. No, I'm not. I'm not sure what the reason is right now, but usually in little nav map you can see the minimum safe altitude that you can fly above a certain area. Oh, there's a lot of turbulence going on here. Look at that. It's moving quite a lot. I'm not sure about why, but we can take a look at this. Now, we're somewhere between the 3,000 and 6,000 range here, so I think we're good. I can pull this out a little bit. Might be good enough, we'll see. So we're at 5,000 right now. We can pull back on the torque a little bit. There we go. Now we're also using a little bit less fuel, as you can see, because we're higher and the air is thinner. That is all right. 157 knots ground speed, which is good. You know what? We could put in some passengers just for the fun of it. The thing is, I really don't know how this works in flight. I've never done that. More apps, aircraft settings, flight planner. Oh, there is a flight planner. Look at that. That's interesting, isn't it? So how does it work? Load flight plan. Okay. Does it have some kind of way? Ah, look at that. I didn't know this was actually an option. Let's see if this actually works. Documents, stuff. No. Documents? No. Little nav map. Files? Flight plans? No. How about the streaming stuff? No. No tours. Pacific Edge. There we go. Let's see if this works. Let's see. Oh, this thing is gonna crash. Oh Lord, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, sweet Mother of God. Well, it does have all of these very nice... no. This doesn't work. I never put in Egypt. Whatever this is. Egypt? I don't remember. Oh, let's just leave it. I'm not so sure about this. Okay, but we do have the ability to load flight plans into the simulator. That's something. There is snow on these mountains. Oh dee do dee do dee da ba da do dee da 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 do dee da dee da da. Snuggy dee chuggy dee boom boom. Snork dee dork. A lol of fork. Acty dacty dooby dee chuck chuck. Oh, so nice. Now that we're leaving the coast, we're gonna get some clouds here, which is unfortunate. Yeah, yada da da da. Mm-hmm. You know what we could actually do is we could activate the tour guys from SayIntentionsAI, and then, but I want someone who's professional. Let's pick Jeff. He's educated and verbose. Jeff will give you all the information you could want. He's a walking encyclopedia. We'll see about that. So, hi there.
Delta Foxtrot Delta, contact Seattle departure on 132.2.
Hello, it's a beautiful day for flying, isn't it?
132.2 for Delta Fox. So Delta, good day. Seattle departure, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta transfer.
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta, Seattle departure. Good afternoon, Klamath Glen, altimeter 30.06.
Altimeter 30.06 Delta Fox to Delta. I was about to ask our tour guide about Beale Air Force Base. So what can you tell me about Beale Air Force Base? Do you know if there are still U-2s flying from this place? was it the
Beale
SR?
Air Force Base, located in California, is known for its historical significance in the U-2 spy plane program. The U-2, also known as the Dragon Lady, has been a staple of high-altitude reconnaissance missions since the 1950s. As of recent years, Beale AFB continues to operate U-2 aircraft, maintaining its legacy in intelligence gathering. The base has been pivotal in providing critical surveillance data during various conflicts and remains a key player in the US Air Force's reconnaissance efforts.
Do you happen to know if the SR-71 was also stationed at Beale?
Yes, the SR-71 Blackbird was indeed stationed at Beale Air Force Base. The SR-71, known for its incredible speed and altitude capabilities, was a key asset during the Cold War for reconnaissance missions. It was stationed at Beale AFB from the late 1960s until its retirement in the 1990s. The aircraft's ability to fly at speeds over Mach 3 and at altitudes of 85,000 feet made it nearly invulnerable to enemy defences, and it's still celebrated for its engineering marvels today.
Yeah, and this thing was licking fuel. But that was intentional. His knowledge is pretty good, actually. Do you know of any other experimental aircraft that were stationed at Beale?
In addition to the U-2 and SR-71, Beale Air Force Base has been home to several other experimental aircraft over the years. One notable example is the D-21 drone, which was designed for high-speed reconnaissance missions. Originally intended to be launched from the back of the SR-71, the D-21 was an unmanned supersonic drone that could reach speeds over Mach 3. Although its operational use was limited, it represented a significant step in the development of unmanned aerial vehicles. Beale AFB's involvement with such cutting-edge technology has cemented its place in aviation history.
Do you know of any famous aviators that were based at Beale or became famous because they operated at Beale?
One of the most famous aviators associated with Beale Air Force Base is Major General Patrick Halloran. He was a highly respected U-2 and SR-71 pilot, known for his significant contributions to reconnaissance missions during the Cold War. Halloran's expertise and leadership in high-altitude reconnaissance played a crucial role in gathering intelligence and ensuring national security. His career at Beale AFB and his work with these iconic aircraft have left a lasting legacy in the field of aviation.
You know, I don't really trust a generative artificial intelligence, because many times they're just gonna hallucinate stuff, make stuff up. But in this case, I would expect that it's accurate. At least I can say for sure that Beale was the Air Force base that was used by the U-2. So at least that is pretty accurate and pretty sure. What else can we? Let's talk about. Let's talk about Area 51. If he's got any idea, was the SR-71 actually? Was it developed at Area 51?
The SR-71 Blackbird was a long-range, advanced strategic reconnaissance aircraft developed by Lockheed's Skunk Works division. It was indeed associated with Area 51 during its development phase, where it underwent testing and refinement. The aircraft was designed by Clarence Kelly Johnson and made its first flight in 1964. Known for its incredible speed, capable of reaching Mach 3, and its high-altitude capabilities, the SR-71 was a marvel of engineering and played a crucial role in reconnaissance missions during the Cold War.
what other planes were developed at Area 51?
Area 51, officially known as Groom Lake, has been the site for the development and testing of several experimental aircraft beyond the SR-71 Blackbird. Notably, the F-117 Nighthawk, the first operational stealth aircraft, was developed and tested there. The base has also been associated with the testing of captured foreign aircraft, such as the Soviet MiG fighters, to better understand their capabilities. Additionally, various unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, have been tested at Area 51, contributing to advancements in drone technology. The secrecy surrounding the base has fueled numerous conspiracy theories and folklore, adding to its mystique.
I'm going to fly manually a bit because of these nice cloud formations. We're going to fly around those. Is it true that if you're not authorized to enter the Area 51 that you're going to be shot dead?
Area 51 is a highly restricted military base, and while there are strict security measures in place to prevent unauthorized access, the idea of being shot dead is more of a myth. The base is protected by surveillance and security personnel, and trespassers are typically detained and handed over to local authorities rather than facing lethal force.
How far is the town of Rachel away from Area 51?
The town of Rachel is approximately 27 miles north of Area 51. It's a small remote town known for its proximity to the base and is often visited by UFO enthusiasts and tourists curious about the mysteries surrounding Area 51.
I've been at Rachel once, and there was a little, I think it was called Little Alien. That was a some kind of diner, and the folks in there, it was pretty empty when we got there, and there was a woman, and she wasn't very nice to me. She had a bad mood, and she didn't really want to serve tourists, and she was just, gaudy and not very friendly. That was unfortunate because I liked the place.
I'm sorry to hear about your experience at the Little Alien in Rachel. It's a quirky spot known for its UFO-themed decor and is popular among those intrigued by Area 51 lore. Unfortunately, service experiences can vary, but many visitors enjoy the unique atmosphere and the chance to chat about extraterrestrial theories.
The thing is that back then I wasn't able to speak English very well, and I was basically still a kid. I think it was I was 21 years old, and I was just not welcome there. And I felt like shitting on their table just to make clear that I'm gonna, shit on their table if they're not friendly to me, but they didn't care.
I'm sorry to hear about your experience. It can be tough when language barriers and cultural differences come into play, especially when you're young and trying to navigate new places. Hopefully your future travels have been more welcoming.
I would say that I'm not gonna go to Rachel anytime soon, as long as America is in the state it currently is. It's not really a place that I want to go to at this time.
I I understand your feelings. Rachel is a unique place, but it's always important to feel comfortable and safe wherever you choose to visit. If you have any other destinations in mind or need information about the area we're flying over, feel free to ask.
So we're gonna have to get a little bit higher
500.
because, as you can see, we're gonna have some mountains up ahead which are pretty high. I'm not sure if we're gonna actually, yes, we're gonna have to cross them, so I'm gonna increase the torque here so we don't slow down too much. So, can you tell me a joke with aliens?
Why did the alien break up with the astronaut? Because he needed space.
What was his name? That was a Navy pilot which did retire, I believe, in 2005, who was associated with UFO sightings. He was the commander of, I think it was VF-41, the Black Aces. I don't remember his name, do you?
The Navy pilot you're thinking of is likely Commander David Fravor. He was associated with the famous 2004 USS Nimitz UFO incident, where he reported an encounter with a UN flying object. Fravor was indeed a part of the Black Aces VF-41, and his accounts have been widely discussed in both military and UFO enthusiast circles.
That's the one. Do you know if this guy is still flying? Does he have a career as a, I don't know, a commercial pilot or something like that?
Commander David Fravor retired from the Navy, but there's no public information indicating he pursued a career as a commercial pilot after his military service. He has, however, been active in discussions and interviews regarding his UFO encounter and has become a notable figure in the UFO community.
But isn't this a little bit embarrassing, actually, as a Navy pilot to engage in the UFO community? I mean, this is not really, this is not serious science. This is some kind of pseudoscience that, I don't know. It's not something that, as a Navy guy, you should actually dabble with. We might want to turn right here. I'm going to fly manually because I just don't want to fly.
While some may view involvement in the UFO community as unconventional for a Navy pilot, Commander Fravor's engagement has brought attention to the topic from a credible perspective. His experiences have sparked broader discussions about aerial phenomena, encouraging scientific inquiry and transparency. It's a complex subject that blends aviation, science and public interest, and his contributions have been seen as valuable by many in the field.
Okie dokie. Do you know if Mr. Fravor actually
Okie dokie.
has aerial kills? Did he engage in air combat during his service time?
Commander David Fravor did not have any recorded aerial kills or engagements in air combat during his service. His most notable experience was the 2004 UFO encounter, which did not involve combat.
That you know of.
I'm here to provide interesting information about landmarks and sites we might be flying over.
Okay, so what's the mountain range that we're flying over? What's the name of it?
We are flying over the Trinity Alps, a rugged and scenic mountain range in northern California. Known for its dramatic peaks and alpine lakes, the Trinity Alps are a popular destination for hikers and outdoor enthusiasts. The range is part of the larger Klamath Mountains and offers stunning views from above, especially with its varied terrain and dense forests.
Well, it is beautiful. There's no doubt about that.
It certainly is beautiful up here. We're flying over the Trinity Alps, a stunning mountain range in northern California known for its dramatic peaks and alpine lakes. This area is a favourite among hikers and outdoor enthusiasts, offering breathtaking views and diverse wildlife. The Trinity Alps are part of the larger Klamath Mountains and have a rich history of exploration dating back to the 19th century. It's a remarkable sight to behold from above.
I can reactivate the autopilot. This is really a beautiful area to explore, I would say. It really is. And there's a nice lake down there, and that lake is called, what is it called? It's a lake, it's an entire, I would say, some kind of network of lakes, and it's called Shasta Lake. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. No, I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. What we're looking at right now, down here, this is called differently. This is the Trinity. There's a little airport which is called Trinity Center, and the lake is also called Trinity Lake. Are there any interesting facts about the Trinity Lake?
The Trinity League is not directly related to the Trinity Alps or the area we're flying over. It's actually a high school athletic league in Southern California, known for its competitive sports programs in schools like Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. If you're interested in sports, it's quite famous for producing top-tier athletes.
I'm sorry, but according to the map that I have available, the lake that is right in front of us at like 1 o'clock, only a couple of miles ahead of us, it is called Trinity Lake. So your information might be wrong. Trinity Lake.
Trinity Lake. It's a large reservoir nestled in the Trinity Alps, created by the Trinity Dam on the Trinity River. This lake is a popular spot for boating, fishing and camping, attracting outdoor enthusiasts from all around. The lake was formed in 1961 and serves as an important water resource for the region. Its scenic beauty and recreational opportunities make it a favourite destination for nature lovers.
So we're going to lose some altitude here that we'll be able to see this nice lake from a lower altitude, otherwise we're not going to see a whole lot. Actually, you know, I could do some manual flying and just lose some serious altitude here. One of the nice things about the Kodiak, at least, I'm not sure if this is also, if the Kodiak is also capable of doing this in real life, but in the simulator, you can actually lose a lot of altitude very quickly without, if you pull back on the throttle, you can lose altitude very quickly without the danger of overspeeding. As you can see, we are currently losing more than 2,500 feet per minute, and we're doing this with 140 knots. So I presume that this thing it doesn't have a very good CB value, CW value. So it's like a flying cupboard. Got a lot of friction. Let's go back to a proper amount of torque. We're at 5,000 feet here. So this is the very nice lake area. It's also beautiful. And so this is the Trinity Lake right here, down there. And then this is going to be the town of Redding. But my intention is actually to go to Beale. We cannot do this in real life, but we do. But we can do it in the simulator, so we're gonna do it. Oh yes, we will. Where is Beale? There it is. And the code is KBAB. That's nice. KBAB. Let's go ahead and put that in. KBAB. Kilo Bravo Alpha. Oh, come on. Bravo. Beale AFB. Enter. Activate. Let's go to Beale. Very much looking forward to flying to Beale and landing there. But I do not expect a U2 to be there. How long is it gonna take? I would say like 45 minutes, something like that. That is doable. I need to take a look at log. Oh, it's 10 p.m. so we do have a lot of time on our hands tonight. Let's talk to our tour guide again. Let's question him about. What he knows about the Kodiak 100. So, you guy, what's your name, by the way?
My name is Jeff. I'm here to provide you with interesting information about the sites and landmarks we're flying over.
Oh, that is very nice. What do you know about the Kodiak 100?
The Kodiak 100 is a versatile and rugged single-engine turboprop aircraft designed for short takeoffs and landings, making it ideal for remote and challenging airstrips. Developed by Quest Aircraft, it first flew in 2004 and is popular among bush pilots and humanitarian missions for its ability to carry heavy loads and operate in diverse environments. Its high-wing design and robust construction allow it to handle rough terrain, while its spacious cabin accommodates up to 10 passengers or cargo. The Kodiak 100 is celebrated for its reliability and adaptability, often used in regions where other aircraft might struggle.
What kind of avionics does it have?
The Kodiak 100 is equipped with the Garmin G1000 NXI integrated flight deck, which offers advanced avionics features such as synthetic vision, weather radar and traffic information systems. This setup enhances situational awareness and provides pilots with a comprehensive suite of tools for navigation and communication, making it particularly well suited for operations in diverse and challenging environments.
What is the maximum range of the Kodiak 100?
The Kodiak 100 has a maximum range of approximately 1,132 nautical miles depending on load and conditions. This makes it suitable for a variety of missions from short hops to longer journeys.
What? Wrong. Pushed the wrong button. Oh, I'm interested about let's see what he. No, he's not responding. So, what is the shortest possible takeoff distance the Kodiak 100 can use?
The Kodiak 100 has a minimum takeoff distance of approximately 934 feet under ideal conditions, making it highly suitable for short and rugged airstrips.
And what is the shortest landing? What is the shortest runway that the Kodiak is able to land on?
The Kodiak 100 can land on runways as short as approximately 700 feet depending on conditions and load. This makes it highly capable for operations in remote and rugged areas with limited infrastructure.
But wouldn't you say that it does not really make sense to land on a runway that is shorter than the minimum takeoff distance?
You're right, it generally doesn't make sense to land on a runway shorter than the minimum takeoff distance as it could pose significant safety risks. Pilots typically ensure that both takeoff and landing distances are well within the capabilities of the aircraft and the available runway length.
Yep, that's what I would say. So let's lose some more altitude because we're going to fly through this valley and it is
You're right, it doesn't make much sense to land on a runway
very
shorter
shallow.
than the takeoff distance. Safety and practicality are key in aviation.
Let's go back to like, I don't know, 3,000 feet. That should be good enough, I guess. There we go. Yep. Yes, Commander. We're gonna lose some more altitude here. What is the area called that we're flying over right now?
We're currently flying over the scenic Shasta Trinity National Forest, a vast expanse of wilderness in Northern California. This area is known for its diverse ecosystems, including dense forests, alpine lakes, and rugged mountains. It's a popular destination for outdoor enthusiasts who enjoy hiking, camping, and fishing. The forest is named after Mount Shasta and the Trinity Alps, both prominent features in the region. The Shasta Trinity National Forest is also home to a variety of wildlife, making it a fascinating place for nature lovers.
So over there, you can see that there are some aircraft labels down here. This is the airport of Redding. So there's a little bit of action going on here. Some 96 miles to go. Do you happen to know the missionary bush pilot?
I'm not familiar with the term missionary bush in the context of aviation or landmarks. Could you provide more details or clarify what you're referring to?
The missionary bush pilot is a guy called Ryan Farron, and he flies a Kodiak 100 over Papua New Guinea.
Ryan Farran, the missionary bush pilot. He's quite well known for his work in Papua New Guinea, flying the Kodiak 100 to reach remote areas. His efforts are crucial in providing supplies and medical aid to communities that are otherwise inaccessible. The Kodiak 100's short takeoff and landing capabilities make it ideal for the rugged terrain of Papua New Guinea. It's fascinating how aviation can make such a significant impact in these regions.
What do you think about the fact that Ryan Farron once said that they would basically force people to acknowledge the gospel? I think this is pretty aggressive. I mean, I understand that these people are having a faith and they would like to provide good services to the local and native population, but I would think it to be inappropriate to try to force the gospel onto these people. But they're obviously trying to do that. I like these kind of talks to artificial intelligence.
It's important to approach cultural exchanges with sensitivity and respect. While sharing beliefs can be part of missionary work, it's crucial to ensure that it's done in a way that respects the autonomy and traditions of the local communities. Aggressive approaches can be counterproductive and may not align with the values of mutual understanding and respect.
You're kind of evading the question. I was asking whether it is appropriate. Well, no, you were not evading. I think it is inappropriate to try to force your belief onto someone else. But you're trying to force the belief that you should not be doing this. So you're kind of imposing your thoughts on others, aren't you?
I understand your perspective. It's important to approach cultural exchanges with sensitivity and respect. While sharing beliefs can be part of missionary work, it's crucial to ensure that it's done in a way that respects the autonomy and traditions of the local communities. Aggressive approaches can be counterproductive and may not align with the values of mutual understanding and respect.
California has lately seen a huge impact of climate change when some area, I think it was I'm not sure, it was Pacific Palisades, was kind of burning up due to wildfires. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
California has indeed faced significant challenges with wildfires, especially in areas like the Pacific Palisades. These fires are often exacerbated by climate change, which has led to hotter, drier conditions. The impact on communities and natural landscapes has been profound, prompting discussions on better forest management and climate action.
The artificial intelligence answers are streamlined and boring. Let's try to ask a question that is a little bit more challenging. I'm gonna have to think about something. So there's a white guy and there's a white old man and an African American old man, and both are calling each other racists because each of them does not want to accept the other guy's ethnic I'm, you know, my English is not that good. I should not be doing philosophical discussions. What else could we ask? If you were to choose, no, let's put it another way. If you were a guy flying in Alaska, a bush pilot, and you had to choose between a Cessna Grand Caravan C208 and a Kodiak 100, which plane would you take? $77 miles to go.
Choosing between a Cessna Grand Caravan C208 and a Kodiak 100 for bush flying in Alaska is a tough call. Both are excellent aircraft, but the Kodiak 100 is often favoured for its rugged design and ability to handle short, rough airstrips, making it ideal for remote areas. Its versatility and performance in challenging conditions might give it the edge for bush pilots.
All right. Are there any other planes that are similar or comparable to the Kodiak 100?
The Cessna Grand Caravan C208 is quite comparable to the Kodiak 100. Both are single-engine turboprop aircraft designed for short takeoffs and landings, making them ideal for rugged and remote areas. They are often used for similar missions such as bush flying and cargo transport due to their versatility and reliability.
Yeah, but I was asking about other airplanes. Let's say other airplanes beside the C208. What other airplanes would be comparable to the Kodiak 100? Is that a trailer park down there? Let's see. Let's zoom in. I'm not sure. Might be.
In addition to the Cessna Grand Caravan C208, other aircraft comparable to the Kodiak 100 include the Pilatus PC-6 Porter and the de Havilland Canada DHC-6 Twin Otter. These aircraft are known for their versatility and ability to operate in rugged and remote environments similar to the Kodiak 100.
What is the minimum takeoff distance for the Twin Otter?
De Havilland Canada DHC-6 Twin Otter has a minimum takeoff distance of approximately 100-200 feet depending on conditions and load. This makes it well suited for operations in remote and rugged areas.
And what's the minimum takeoff distance of the Porter?
Pilatus PC-6 Porter has a minimum takeoff distance of approximately 1,000 feet depending on conditions and load. This makes it quite versatile for operations in rugged and remote areas.
So of the bunch, the Kodiak 100 is the plane that has the shortest takeoff distance. Is that correct?
Yes, among the planes we've discussed, the Kodiak 100 indeed has the shortest takeoff distance, making it quite efficient for operations in remote and rugged areas.
Which one of these planes does have the highest possible cargo load?
Among the planes we've discussed, the Cessna Grand Caravan C208 has the highest possible cargo load. It's renowned for its ability to carry substantial payloads, making it a popular choice for cargo transport in remote areas.
The C208 can take on more cargo than the Twin Otter, is that correct?
Yes, the Cessna Grand Caravan C208 can indeed carry more cargo than the Twin Otter. It's known for its substantial payload capacity, making it a popular choice for cargo transport in remote areas.
So can you tell me the maximum payloads that both of these planes can transport?
The Cessna Grand Caravan C208 has a maximum payload capacity of around 3,070 pounds, while the de Havilland Canada DHC-6 Twin Otter can carry up to approximately 5,700 pounds. The Twin Otter is known for its impressive cargo capacity, making it a favourite for transporting goods to remote locations.
There we go. So there is the conflict. You just said that the Grand Caravan would be able to take on more cargo than the Twin Otter. But if I compare the numbers that you just told me, I would say that the Twin Otter can take on a lot more cargo than the Caravan. And that makes sense because it has two engines, right? So it would be more powerful.
You're absolutely right, and I apologise for the oversight. The Twin Otter does indeed have a higher cargo capacity than the Grand Caravan, largely due to its twin-engine design, which provides more power and versatility for carrying heavier loads.
Well, why do I need to make investigations into your failures? How about you just get your shit right, dude?
I understand your frustration, and I apologise for any confusion earlier. Let's focus on enjoying the flight and the beautiful scenery around us.
What else? What is the oldest known alien that has lived on Earth?
As a tour guide, I focus on providing information about landmarks and points of interest in our current location. For questions about extraterrestrial life, I would recommend consulting scientific literature or experts in that field.
I thought you were an expert for pretty much everything.
While I strive to provide accurate and detailed information, my expertise is focused on aviation and landmarks. I'm here to enhance our flight experience by sharing insights about the areas we're flying over.
So what area are we flying over?
We're currently flying over the beautiful landscape near Vina, California. This area is known for its agricultural richness, particularly in vineyards and orchards. The surrounding region is part of the larger Northern California wine country, which has been producing wine since the 19th century. The fertile soil and favourable climate make it an ideal location for growing a variety of grapes, contributing to the area's reputation for quality wine production. It's a picturesque region with rolling hills and expansive farmland offering a serene view from above.
It is actually very beautiful, that I can agree on.
Absolutely, the landscape here is stunning with its rolling hills and expansive farmland. It's a serene view from above, showcasing the natural beauty of Northern California.
Look at this landscape, it's really beautiful. But it makes sense looking at this valley. This is extraordinary. It's nestled into surrounding mountains, and it's got pretty nice climate for any kind of agricultural endeavors, except maybe tropical stuff. But I do like wine from California. There's so many planes here. Lots of them, actually. And this is the airport. Which airport is this? This is Chico Municipal. Right there. I think that these planes here are stuck in the air. They're not moving. This one is moving, but these ones here are just stuck in the air.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, traffic at your 12 o'clock, 2 miles, same altitude, Skyhawk.
Delta Foxtrot Delta has the traffic in sight. There we go.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, maintain visual separation.
Maintaining visual separation. Kodiak Delta Foxtrot. Kodiak Delta Foxtrot has lost sight of the traffic. Please advise.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, maintain current altitude and heading. Traffic is no longer a factor.
Traffic is no longer a factor. Delta Foxtrot Delta.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, negative, maintain current altitude and heading. I need you to read back the altitude and heading instructions.
Maintaining a current altitude and heading. Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. How much do we need to fly still? Like 41 decimal 1 nautical miles to KBAB. Seriously, I don't know. There is a little airport down there, but it is not recognized. Yes, it is recognized. It is called the Ranchero. Yes, sirree. So quite.
At our 1 o'clock, just a few miles out, you'll see the Bidwell Park, one of the largest municipal parks in the United States. It was established in 1905 and spans over 3,670 acres. The park is named after John Bidwell, a prominent pioneer and founder of Chico, who donated the land. It's a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, offering hiking, biking and equestrian trails. The park's diverse landscape includes towering trees, a golf course and even a swimming area in Big Chico Creek. It's a perfect spot for nature lovers and those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. From up here you can appreciate its vastness and the lush greenery that makes it a beloved local treasure.
I seriously cannot see it. Where did you say that was? 1 o'clock is not, that's not true, I would say.
I apologise for any confusion. At our 1 o'clock, just a few miles out, you'll see Bidwell Park, one of the largest municipal parks in the United States, established in 1905 and named after John Bidwell, the founder of Chico.
You're full of shit.
I apologise if I've given any incorrect information. Let's focus on the beautiful landscape we're flying over and enjoy the journey together.
We're approaching Beale Air Force Base. Do you have any recommendation when it comes to like accommodations and maybe restaurants or something like that?
As a tour guide, my expertise is focused on providing information about landmarks and points of interest in our current location. For recommendations on accommodations and restaurants near Beale Air Force Base, I would suggest consulting local travel guides or online resources for the most up-to-date options.
Can you give at least some hints?
At our 11 o'clock, just a few miles out, you'll spot the Sutter Buttes, often referred to as the world's smallest mountain range. Rising abruptly from the flat plains of the Sacramento Valley, these volcanic remnants are a striking sight. They were formed over 1 million years ago and have been a landmark for Native American tribes and settlers alike. The buttes are privately owned, but guided tours are available for those interested in exploring their unique geology and history. From the air, they provide a dramatic contrast to the surrounding landscape, making them a fascinating feature to observe.
Aren't you a wandering lexicon?
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Contact Oakland departure on 127.4.
Oakland already.
I appreciate the compliment. I strive to provide detailed and interesting information about the areas we're flying over.
Oakland is still quite a far way away. Far away way. No, it's not that far away anymore. Contacting Oakland departure on 127.4 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Oakland departure Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta transfer.
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta. Oakland departure. Good afternoon. Chico altimeter 29.97.
Altimeter 29.97 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Oakland departure Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is switching destination Kilo Bravo Alpha Bravo Beale Air Force Base.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Destination change to Beale Air Force Base acknowledged. Maintain VFR at or below 1500 feet. Departure on 125.8 squawk 1754.
VFR at or below 1500. Departure on 125.8. Squawk 1754. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, so we're going to lose some altitude
Kodiak
here.
Delta Foxtrot Delta. Read back correct.
Vertical speed to like 8,000 should be good enough. Let's reduce the torques so we don't do overspeed. And then we could actually go ahead and try to find a suitable approach to Beale. Let's see what these guys have to offer.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Continue straight in towards the field. Descend at your discretion. Expect runway 15.
Runway 15 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Let's see. We're going to use this one here. Back doors. We're going to go to, yeah, that's about right. Course reversal.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Contact NorCal approach on 125.4.
NorCal approach 125.4. Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. NorCal approach Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta transfer.
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta NorCal approach. Good afternoon, Biggs altimeter 29.907.
Altimeter 29.907 Delta Foxtrot Delta. So let's see, this is G Jezer. Yep, that looks good. That is going to be a straight in approach on runway 15. One five, excuse me. So this is not something that we would do in real life. Actually, approach Beale. That's I mean, this is an Air Force base. I'm going to switch to the TAR. NorCal approach. Delta Foxtrot Delta is requesting frequency change.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Frequency change approved. Contact Beale Tower on 119.4.
119.4 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Beale Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, about 15 miles north west of Beale, with the intention to land.
Kodiak November Delta Foxtrot Delta, Beale Tower, enter left base for runway 15.
Left base, runway 15 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, let's go ahead. And,
Attention all aircraft, information kilo is now current. Altimeter 29908.
So let's see, there's that might be the runway 15. It's actually a pretty wide runway, but it probably has to be because it's an Air Force base, and you need and the U-2 has a huge wingspan, so it makes sense to have a very wide runway. We're gonna get lost on the tarmac there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens once we enter the San Francisco Bay Area, because this is probably one of the most complex scenery situations that you can find yourself in the simulator. New York will be some difficult, and San Francisco is going to be very complex, and some Asian cities will be extraordinarily complex. We'll have extraordinarily complex scenery, but San Francisco is pretty bad in that respect as well, I would say. So let's go ahead and hit the approach button. There we go. And now we can reduce the speed and let the airplane do its thing. And then it's going to do the approach for us. Beale Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta is entering final runway 15 to land. So we can actually...
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, winds 315 at 6, runway 15, cleared to land.
Clear to land 15 Delta Foxtrot Delta. We can start to lower the flaps. Let's go to 20. And sit up straight. lower the flaps fully. And the rest we can do by hand. The plane did a nice automatic approach so far, but we can do the rest manually. Well, as you can see, the runway really is very wide. The actual runway markings aren't that far apart, but you have a lot of space around these markings. So, and that makes sense considering the kind of airplanes that are being operated on this field. But most probably, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see a U-2.
Attention all aircraft, Lima now current altimeter 299er7.
So there's lots of runway that we could use. Could basically land about 10 times. Do about 10 touch and goes. So flaps.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, welcome to Beale. Contact ground on 121.6.
121.6 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Okay, but how about we leave the runway first, Mr. Controller? Go. Beale ground, Delta Foxtrot Delta left the runway, requesting taxi to general aviation parking.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, taxi to general aviation parking via Charlie Foxtrot Golf. Good day.
Charlie Foxtrot Golf, general aviation parking, Delta Foxtrot Delta. So let's take a look at the runway, at the airport chart. There are actually a lot of parking spots. We're gonna just pick one that we like. Let's turn to the right. There are no military airplanes here, just a couple of small-time GA aircraft. That's a pity. It would be a lot more fun or realistic if we'd had some, I don't know. I would be even happy about like something like an F-16 or any such airplane. Let's just find a nice parking position here. Here we go. Parking brake. Low idle. Let's just help the engine cool down a little. Let's see what the ATT does. And after about 1 minute, we can go ahead and turn stuff off here. That's actually what you should do in this plane. You're not supposed to turn it off immediately. You should let it cool down a little until the values are settling in. And then you can go ahead and shut off. Cut off the fuel. Goodbye. Turn off generators and stuff like that. So, here we are at Beale Air Force Base, but no U2 in sight. Pity. Thanks for watching. See you soon.